All right, you guys, this lesson is, we have a few more lessons here. This one's on surface area of prisms and cylinders for our review for our final. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh yeah, an area of regular polygons also. So the area of a regular n-gon with sides n and apothem A and perimeter P is A equals 1/2 A times P, the apothem times the perimeter right there. Okay, so this just says that this is my perimeter, the number of sides times the side length right there. Okay, so n-gon with side length s right there. Okay, so we have to get the perimeter, we have to know the apothem, and then multiply it by 1/2. So I have a few of these here. Here's a regular nonagon that's inscribed in a circle that has radius 4. So we need to find the perimeter and the area. Okay, so to find the perimeter, we need to get this side length right here. Okay, so actually we need the whole side length. So we're going to get this guy by using SOHCAHTOA right there. We're going to find out this angle right here, but first we're going to find out the whole central angle. So nonagon is 9, so 360 divided by 9 gives us 40. So this whole angle is 40 right there. That means this angle is half of that, because that apothem, it bisects that central angle, so it's going to be 20 degrees. Okay, so here's our triangle down here. Okay, and I'll just call this little piece y right here. That's this little piece right here. So we'll get y, and then we'll double it to get the whole side length right there, okay? So we're going to use SOHCAHTOA, and we need the apothem also, so we don't know the apothem. So it just depends on what they give you. All they're giving us is the regular nonagon with that radius right there, okay? All right, so let's see, y is opposite, 4 is the hypotenuse, and x is adjacent and hypotenuse, so it looks like we're going to use sine and cosine. So the sine of that 20 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse. The cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, okay? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, okay? All right, so here we go. So we go ahead and plug that in our calculator, cross multiply, and we get y to be about 1.368 and x is about 3.76. Okay, remember, this is the apothem. We need this whole side length, so we're going to double the 1.368, and that's going to give us 2.736 right there, okay? So now we know everything, you guys. So the area is 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. We just got to get the perimeter. It's 9 times this 2.736 right there. Okay, so the apothem, so let's go ahead and plug it in. So area equals 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. So when we plug that in, we get about 46.3. Whatever the units are, remember it's square units. Area is always square units. All right, so here they give us the apothem and the radius right here. So let's find the perimeter and the area of this guy, okay? So we need to find the side length to find the perimeter right there. We need to find first find x, and then we'll double x to get the side length right there, okay? So to get x, you guys, let's see, we got to find out this angle right here. So we're going to find out the whole central angle, which is this angle is another central angle. It's the same as this angle right here. Okay, so 360 divided by 5 is 72. So if that's 72, this is half of that, so it's 36 right there. Okay, and then we'll go, we can use opposite over adjacent or opposite over hypotenuse. I forgot what I did, but we need to get x. Well, so I used opposite over hypotenuse right there. So the sine of 36 is equal to x over 8. We could have done the tangent of 36 equals x over 6.5. It doesn't matter. All right, so let's go ahead and get the sine of 36. Okay, so and then now we got a proportion. We can cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we get x to be about 4.7. So s is twice that. So the perimeter is 5 times this number right there. So 5 times 9.4 is 47. Now we rounded off early, so our answer is going to be a little bit off from the book answer because it's called round off error. So the area becomes 1/2 the apothem, the 6.5 times the perimeter, which is 47. So we get 152.75 units squared. All right, so remember it's multiple choice, you guys, the final is. So you just look for the one that's going to be close to that, and that's just because you're rounding off somewhere in there, okay? So units squared. All right, so this one here, excuse me, This one's a decagon. There's 10 sides. So the perimeter is easy. It's going to be 70. 10 times 7 right there. We need to get that apothem. So let's go ahead and draw that triangle right there. And since there's 10 sides, this angle is 36. So if we take half of it, 'cause we need this apothem right here, and it's going to bisect that 36. So it's going to make it 18 right there. It's also going to bisect that 7 down there. Okay. All right. So 18. This is opposite. This is adjacent. This one's a tangent ratio. So the tangent of 18 equals opposite over adjacent. All right, so cross multiply and we get the apothem to be 10.8. Okay, so the perimeter is easy. 7 times 10, there's 10 sides. So let's go ahead and just plug it in. So 1/2 A times the perimeter right there, and we get 378 units squared. So again, due to round off error, we get 377. Okay, I'm in the office right now, so people are coming in. Okay, here's an equilateral triangle. Sorry, brain freeze right there with somebody coming in. Okay, so we know those guys are 60s. This is the apothem right there. This one's actually pretty easy. When we draw that radius right there, it's going to bisect that 60 and give us a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And remember, the 30 has a √3 baby, so this is 5√3. This is the shorter leg, so this is 5√3. This is 5√3, so the whole side is 10√3. So remember, the area is 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. So we go ahead and multiply. There's the perimeter right there, all those 10√3s added up. And so we get 30√3 right there. Do you have a median here, Ms. Johnson?
No, I just needed to get this.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem, no problem. No problem.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, and so 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. So this is going to be 5 times 30√3. And we get 75√3 square units. That's the exact answer right there on that guy. Okay, all right, so the surface area of prisms, you guys, is 2b plus ph, okay, where b is the area of the base, p is the perimeter of the base, and h is the altitude, all right? So let's find the surface area of this guy. Okay, let's get this hypotenuse here, because we got to find the perimeter of the base. We got to get the area of the base also, but the hypotenuse is 12.21 using the Pythagorean theorem right there. There's a right triangle right there. So the perimeter is going to be 7 plus 10 plus 12.21 right there, okay? And then, so we get pH. Remember, here's the H. The H is the height between the two bases right there, okay? So there's pH right there, okay? So now let's get the base, okay? So remember, it's the surface area is 2b. Let me go backwards. So 2b plus pH. So we need to get one of the b's, multiply it by 2. So one of the bases is, it's a triangle, so 1/2 base times height right there. So we get 35. So 2 of them is going to be 70. Okay, so add them together and we get 216.05. Okay, all right, this one's pretty easy. The base is 4 times 2, so we got 2 bases, which is going to be 16 right there, and the perimeter is going to be from the base 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. Okay, so we're going to get 12 on that, so the pH is going to be 12 times 1.5, so add them together. That one's an easy one right there. Okay. All right, so surface area of our cylinder, these guys are easy, you guys. It's 2b, because remember, a cylinder has a circle for a base. So there's the base, pi r squared, so 2b plus the circumference is 2 pi r h. So the perimeter, this is perimeter times h. Okay, this goes pretty easy. So find the surface area here. So just plug them in. So 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. And crank that out, and we get 266 pi feet squared, or about 835.24 feet squared. Let's try one more with the diameter. Okay, so the radius, we need the radius. The radius is 5. Okay, so 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Crank it all out, and we get about 210 inches squared. That's exact, and about 659.4 inches squared. All right, you guys, hope that helps. And the next one is going to be pyramids and cones.